Hi guys, Kaze here. Welcome back. We're back with more Hakuoki stories of Shinsengumi on PS3. We're now on chapter 1. Probably gonna split this part up into sections. I honestly have no idea how long these chapters are. So hopefully we're not too terribly long. Maybe I'll just record the whole thing and then just split them up. I don't know. We'll find out. So I'm sorry if it just kind of like fades out or something. I'm gonna figure this out as we go along. So anyway, let's get going. Let's go on with chapter 1. Chapter 1. It's like chapter 1, man. Okay. January 1864. Well, was it morning? What had happened to me? Yes. Right. All at once, the evenings of the previous night rushed back. If only this was my room, I thought. They had tied me up quite well, so all I could do was wiggle around in the bed, twisting the blankets around me. I wish, pointlessly, I knew, if I were back home, waking up on my warm futon. If only this were all a very strange nightmare. But it was not. I had met those men the night before, and they had taken me with them to the headquarters of the Shinsengumi. What will happen to me now? I sighed, and I lay down to wait my fate. It was at that moment that the door slid open, and a kind-looking man stepped through.
Ah, 目が覚めたかい?
Ah, I see you've woken up. With a soft smile, he introduced himself as Inoi. I screwed his name over. Inoue. I need to practice my Japanese a little bit. I'm sorry.
すまんな、こんな扱いで。今縄を緩めるから少し待ってくれ。
I'm sorry we had to treat you this way. Hold on a moment. I'll loosen the ropes, alright? His smile quirked as he removed my ropes, working quickly and skillfully. My wrists, however, were left bound. Thank you. I bowed and he let out a short laugh.
ちょっと来てくれるかい?
Now, if you'll follow me. Oh, Barry, that doesn't make his mouth move. I say a lot of ums. They've been discussing what to do with you since morning.
あんたが何を見たのか確かめておきたいってことになってね。
For now, they decide to hear what exactly it was he saw last night. Okay. I nodded and did my best to stand up. My body's still a bit unsteady after being tied up all night. The man who called himself Inoue was very polite and almost kind, but it was quite clear that I was to do as I was told. He must have been able to guess my thoughts because he smiled at me and winked.
心配しなくても大丈夫さ。なりは怖いが気のいい奴らだよ。
You don't need to worry. I know they seem scary, but they're all really very nice. Oh, I wasn't sure what to think of that. Even at home, I had heard rumors of the vicious Shinsengumi. And they weren't pleasant rumors. It was hard to imagine that the people in charge of such an organization were nice. Inoue led me to a room and opened the door. I stepped inside and found myself surrounded by the leaders of the Shinsengumi. Their eyes dug into me like so many knives. I froze, just past the threshold, and swallowed.
おはよう。昨日はよく眠れた?
Good morning. I hope you slept well. Oh, I remember him. Okita. Perhaps it was because I was surrounded by strange men, but it was somehow comforting to see a face I recognized. Well, he's kind of important, so I'll do his. Captain of the Shinsengumi 1st Division, he is a native of Endo, a brilliant swordsman whose studies took place with Kondo, and Hijikata. Even if it was the face of a rather frightening man who was almost certainly willing and able to kill me. Oh, well, it wasn't particularly comfortable. I chose my words carefully.
そうなんだ。
Really? Yep, really. His face twisted sideways into a grin. Sorry, weird imagery. It's like his face twisted. No, it's just like, I don't know, whatever. So, whenever I think I'm gonna have a horror show in my head. Mind, hands, oi. Sorry, tired.
さっき僕が声をかけた時には、君全然起きてくれなかったけど。
Because when I went to have a look at you earlier, you didn't budge, no matter what I poked. Where'd you poke? It's like, please tell me your chest area. Dear goodness. Oh, wait. What? Okita's grin widened as my face turned red. Saito rolled his eyes. Let's see. Hajime Saito. Captain of the 3rd Division of Shinsengumi. He's a native of Endo. He wields a sword in his left hand and fights with incredible skill. Why did I need to know he was left-handed? Why did I need to know he was left-handed? I don't know.
からかわれているだけだ。Soujiはお前の部屋になんか行っちゃいない。
He's only teasing you. Souji didn't go anywhere near your room. Quite sad, I stared at Okita. With his grin still playing about his face, he glanced over at Saito.
もう少し君の反応を見たかったんだけどな。はじめくんもひどいよね。勝手にバラすなんてさ。
I just wanted to see you squirm a little. Not very nice of you, Hajime, calling me out like that. I don't think Saito did anything wrong. You, on the other hand.
おい、てめえら。無駄口ばっか叩いてんじゃねえよ。
Hijikata's voice broke no further insubordination. Okita shrugged and was silent, but the smile stayed in his eyes. The commander of Shinsengumi, he is the longtime friend of Kondo and helps him form a Shinsengumi in Kyoto. Kondo calls him Toshi. Okay.
でさ、土方さん。そいつが目撃者
So, Hijikata, this is your witness? Ooh, the man who spoke was, well, he looked more like a boy than a man. I'm trying to remember how this works. There is the button. Alright, let me take away myself and we can just like stare at the sexiness of all the men here. Right, they're kind of, oof. I love the way. Anyway, continuing on, right? Oh, wait, okay, there we go. I imagine the leaders of the Shinsengumi to be old, or at least middle-aged men, but they all look quite young. Huh. In fact, they look rather like a group of young thugs. My character has a death wish. Don't say that out loud, girl. Don't say that out loud. Oh, you'll be dead.
ちっちゃいし細っこいな。まだガキじゃん、こいつ。
He's a real stick, huh? Just a kid. Could say the same for you. Like, not much older than me, I'm sure. That was Toudou. Heisuke Toudou, captain of the Shinsengumi 8th Division. He is from Endo. He is the youngest captain and is known for being particularly energetic. Okay. On our way from my bed, Inoue had given me a brief description of the people I was about to meet. Supposedly, Toudou was the youngest captain in the Shinsengumi.
お前がガキとか言うなよ、平助。
You're calling him a kid, Heisuke? That's rich. He chuckled as he spoke, but the way he looked at me suggested there was little he missed despite his humor.
だな。世間様から見りゃ、お前もこいつも似たようなもんだろうよ。
Right, you are. To anyone else, I bet you two of you just look like another pair of scrawny little brats. The man across from him nodded with brows drawn as if he was quite serious about the subject. I'm gonna need better voices for you three. She'll sound the same. However, I remember Inoue telling me two of the men in particular were somewhat immature, to put it nicely. He said the one with the short hair was Nakakura, and the other with the long hair was Harada. Okay. Shinpachi Nakagura, Captain of Shinsengumi 2nd Division. He's also from Endo and is a skilled swordsman. He's upbeat, cheerful, and frequently helps to raise the morale of the men under his command. And then Sanosuke Harada, Captain of Shinsengumi 10th Division and a native of Endo. He's very skilled with the spear, which is his weapon of choice. There's a scar on his stomach from an attempt at honorable suicide. Interesting.
うるさいな、おじさん二人は黙ってなよ。
Leave off, you grumpy old bastards.
ふざけんなよ、このお坊ちゃまが。俺らにそんな口聞いていいと思ってんのか？
Hell, I will, boy. You think you can get away with talking to us like that?
平助におじさん呼ばわりされるほど年食ってねえよ。シンパチはともかく、俺はな。
Okay, I might have problems. I don't remember. I don't know who's talking. Besides, I'm hardly mature enough to be called old. Senpachi maybe, but not me.
てめえ、裏切るのかさ、
You son of a bitch. I thought we were friends.
はは、シンパッツさん図星されて怒るって大人げねえよな。
Come on, Shin. When an adult gets so worked up over something like that. Their back and forth had the feel of a routine that long predated my arrival, but they couldn't quite hide the odd inquisitive glance in my direction. I could sense something other than simple curiosity, though. A feeling of animosity, or resentment, perhaps. Despite their cheerful levity, they had not forgiven my presence among them. Joy. Suddenly, I wanted very much to go home. I wanted to leave that place and never return. My chest tightened and I looked down at the floor, hoping that I might just wake up at home in my bed.
口さがない方ばかりで申し訳ありません。あまり怖がらないでくださいね。
I apologize for all this frightening behavior. Please, don't give them the pleasure of unsettling you. Oh. His voice was calm and warm, and I felt myself relax even if only a little.
何言ってんだ。一番怖いのはあんただろ、三男さん。
Are you serious? You're the scariest out of us all, Sana. I feel like everyone here is important, so we're gonna learn everyone's names. Colonel, oh my god. Shinsengumi, he's a native of Endo. Gotta know all that. He's a central consultant to the chief of the Shinsengumi, Asami Kondo. There's the faintest trace of a smirk on Hijikata's lips. I think he always has that, but okay. As he finished speaking, the rest of the men nodded solemnly in agreement. I found it hard to believe this man could be as scary as they all seemed to think.
おや、心外ですね。皆さんはともかく鬼の副長まで何をおっしゃるんです？
Oh, how crude. I can understand their feelings, but that even our demon of a commander should think so. The man called Sana smiled as he spoke and leaned back, his repose delivered. Hijikata said nothing, but his own smile did not leave his face. I feel like you're all smirking, but okay.
トシと三男君は相変わらず仲がいいな。
That mouth. You're lucky to have a friend like Sanatoshi. Hijikata and Sana sound so cold when they've spoken to each other. Not what I would have called friendly. Still, the man who had spoken had certainly sounded as though he had thought they were friends.
ああ、自己紹介が遅れたな。俺が新選組局長、近藤勇だ。
Oh, my apologies. I haven't introduced myself. I'm Isami Kondo, chief of the Shinsengumi. The most important man in the Shinsengumi, then.
それから、そこの都市が副長で、横にいる三男君は総長を務めて。
Toshi over there is commander, and Sana is our colonel. Oh, I'm gonna have to spend some time with a dictionary after this.
いや、近藤さん。なんでいろいろ教えてやってんだよ、あんたは。
Kondo, why are you telling him all this? Why?
まずいのか?
Why? Do you think it's a bad idea?
情報を与える必要がないんだったら黙ってる方が得策なんじゃないですかね。
Well, unless you really think this kid needs to know all our secrets, maybe you should keep your mouth shut. You kinda have a point.
わざわざ教えてやる義理はないんじゃない？
Exactly. Why bother anyway? We don't know this kid anything. Harada glanced over at Kondo and let out a bark of laughter.
ま、知られて困ることもねえよ。
True, but it's not like telling him will hurt us. Kondo looked rather disappointed when Hijikata spoke, but he perked up at Harada's words. I had scarcely known him for 5 minutes, but already I could see that he was well liked by his men. He had that sort of charisma that simply drew you in. A man who's impossible to hate.
さて、本題に入ろう。まずは改めて昨晩の話を聞かせてくれるか?
Well, let's get back to business at hand. Can you run through what happened last night? Kondo glanced moved to Saito, who gave a small nod and began to speak.
昨晩、京の都を巡回中に不老の老師と遭遇。相手が刀を抜いたため、切り合いとなりました。
Last night we were on patrol when we encountered some wandering Ronin. They drew steel, so we fought.
大使らは老師を無力化しましたが、その折、彼らが失敗した様子を目撃されています。
Some of our men subdued the Ronin, but in doing so exposed their failure. As he finished, Saito turned to look at me. I swallowed and forced my mouth to open. I didn't see anything. I think it's a bit... Okay. Yeah, they just totally brought me here for no reason. I didn't see crap. Hijikata softened a little at my response, but Saito remained expressionless, and the smile on Okita's face didn't change.
なあ、お前本当に何も見てないの？
Huh. You sure you didn't see anything? Yes, I didn't see anything. Nothing at all. Got the wrong person. I hope that if I said it enough times, they might start to believe me.
見てないんならいいんだけどさ。
Really? Well, if that's true, but I don't see what the problem is.
あれ？Soujiの話では、お前が大使でも助けてくれたって話だったが。
Hold on a minute. I thought Souji said you helped out some of our men or something. No, that's not true. I glanced over at Okita, but his smile still hadn't changed. Whatever he was thinking was a mystery to me. I was running away from a Ronin, and then some people with the Shinsengumi uniform showed up. Really, they sort of rescued me.
じゃ、大使どもが老師を切り殺している場面はしっかり見ちゃったってわけだな。
Then that means you saw them sizing up those Ronin, right? I couldn't exactly deny that. But I knew that if I just shut up then, they know for sure that I was lying.
つまり、最初から最後まで一部始終を見てたってことか。
So, in other words, you actually saw everything. The whole ugly business. Possibly. Okay, fuck it. Yes, I saw everything. What can you do about it? I was completely at a loss.
お前、根が素直なんだろうな。それ自体は悪いことじゃないんだろうが。
You've got an honest heart. That's not really a bad thing, but I wasn't sure what to make of Harada's words. My presence had not been a good thing for the Shinsengumi. Were their next words to be the ones that condemned me to death for being in the wrong place at the wrong time? My voice shook, but I knew I had to try. I won't tell anyone, I promise.
偶然老子に絡まれていたという君が敵側の人間だとまでは言いませんが。
It seems unlikely this attack was mere chance. Then again, I have no reason to think you're an enemy either.
君に言うつもりがなくとも相手の誘導尋問に乗せられる可能性はある。
Even if you do not intend to tell anyone, you could be captured, interrogated. I doubt you could withstand torture. Well, his voice was still warm, but his words were cold, and I began to feel my chances at life slipping away.
話さないというのは簡単だが、こいつが新選組に義理立てする理由もない。
It's easy enough to stay quiet, but if someone should try to coerce you, you've no reason to keep our secrets.
約束を破らない保証なんてないですし、やっぱり解放するのは難しいですよね。
We don't have any kind of guarantee that you'll keep your word. It wouldn't be very smart to just let you go. They had a point, but...
ほら、殺しちゃいましょうよ。口封じするなら、それが一番じゃないですか。
Please don't. Let's just kill the kid. You want to keep someone quiet? That's the only sure way. Please don't. Please don't. But... I looked desperately at Kondo, who gave Okita a reproving look.
Souji、物騒なことを言うな。お上の民をむやみに殺して何とする。
Don't be so cold, Souji. What do we gain by murdering a civilian? Okita's smile disappeared, and he looked down at the floor.
そんな顔しないでくださいよ。今のはただの冗談ですから。
Oh, don't give me that look. I was just kidding.
冗談に聞こえる冗談を言え。
Then perhaps it should have sounded like it. Okita made an attempt at a derisive snore and looked inherently at the wall. Okita made an attempt at a derisive snore and looked intently at the wall, his face slightly red.
しかし、なんとかならんのかね。まだこんな子供だろ
う。Surely there must be something we can do. After all, we're talking about a child.
私も何とかしてあげたいとは思いますが、うっかり漏らされでもしたら一大事でしょ。
I've no wish to kill him either, but we can't discount the chance that he would reveal information about us. Asana paused for a moment, his brows furrowed, then turned to Hijikata.
私は副長のご意見を伺いたいのですが。
I would like to hear the commander's opinion. With the responsibility of his position invoked, Hijikata had no choice. He sighed and glanced around the room.
俺たちは昨晩、指導に背いた大使を粛清した。こいつはその現場に居合わせた。
Last night we had to kill some men who broke the code. His kid was in the wrong place at the wrong time.
それだけだとおっしゃりたい。
And I imagine you mean to say that that's all there is to it.
実際このガキの認識なんざその程度のもんだとは思うんだが。
Well, he probably saw something, but I doubt he really understands what it was.
けどよ、こればっかりは大義のためにも内密にしなきゃなんねえことなんだろ。
Even so, this is serious. We have bigger things to think about. We have to keep this under wraps.
新選組の大使は血に狂ってるなんて噂が立ちゃ、俺らのタイムにだって支障が出るぜ。
If rumors get out that the soldiers of the Shinsengumi are thirsty for blood, that would be problematic. Who? Shinpachi's words made sense, and they all knew it. Hijikata's face looked grim.
掃除の意見も一理あるとは思うけどな。ま、俺は土方さんや近藤さんの決定に従う。
I think Souji has a point. Still, I'll do whatever Hijikata and Kondo tell me to do.
俺は逃がしてやってもいいと思う。
I think we ought to let him go. Kondo looked troubled.
こいつは別にあいつらが血に狂った理由を知っちまったわけでもないんだしさ。
It's not like he knows why they weren't. It's not like he knows why they went nuts, you know? Wait. What did he mean by that? To be honest, I hadn't really thought about it. Hijikata saw my eyes go wide and I saw his narrow. They flicked to Toudou.
Heisuke, 余計な情報をくれてやるな。
Shut it, Heisuke. No sooner were the words out of Hijikata's mouth than Toudou clapped his hand over his own.
はあ、これでますます君の無罪方面が難しくなっちゃったね。
Oh no. Well, this is gonna make it even harder for us to just let you go.
何したるもの、死ぬ覚悟くらいできてんだろ。
A man should
お前も諦めて腹くくちまいな。
A man should always be ready to face death. You should make peace with yours. A man? Well, in that case... Oh, they thought I was a boy. With everything else that had happened, I completely forgotten how I was dressed.
確かに潔く死ぬのも男の道だな。俺も若い頃は切腹したし。
Very true. Brave death is always an option. When I was young, I committed honorable suicide. It's a very odd statement considering you're alive. But we did learn you have a scar, because I read your biography and the encyclopedia, which I now kind of regret, but oh well.
サノの場合、まだ生きてるけどな。
Although it didn't really stick, did it, Sano? The jokes were barbaric, but they really... What was that? Their jokes were barbaric, but they both broke into raucous laughter at them. Saito did his best to ignore them.
土方さん、結論も出ないし、一旦こいつを部屋に戻して構いませんか？
Hijikata, since we can't seem to reach a consensus, can I send the child back to his room? As he spoke, Saito turned to look at me.
同席させた状態で誰かが機密を漏らせば、処分も何も殺すほかなくなる。
If you hear something you shouldn't while you're here, then we'll have no choice but to kill you. Ah! He was right. If I remained with them, then I could easily hear something I wasn't supposed to. I didn't think he mentioned it for my sake, only as a possible concern for the Shinsengumi, but I was still glad he had brought it up.
そうだな。頼めるか？
I was expecting that to be longer, okay. True. Can you take care of him? Saito nodded.
私もその判断には賛成しますよ。ここには迂闊な方も多いですしね。
I agree. There are too many careless men here. I think the three I met.
三男さん、わざわざこっち見て言うとかきついよ。
Come on, son. What are you looking at me for?
ま、仕方ねえよ。迂闊なのは俺らの担当だろ。主に平助。
Yeah, it ought to be pretty obvious. We're in charge of being careless, especially you, Heisuke.
そんな責めるなよ。俺だって悪気はなかったんだからさ。
Hey, back off. It was just a mistake, alright? I could hear Todo's voice rising as everyone turned to look at him. He looked at them for a bit, and he turned to me and mumbled in a voice I could barely hear.
ごめんな。
I'm sorry. I was so afraid that I was about to die, so I couldn't bring myself to tell him no harm had been done, but he looked as though he meant what he said, so I gave him an awkward nod. It was the most I could manage.
行くぞ。
Shall we go? Alright. I can now visit the status selection. Oh my god. After that, they had taken me back to my room. I sat there for a time, looking down at my bound hands. I think we're going to just leave it right there. That's a very interesting first half of chapter 1. Yeah, we're going to leave it there. At least we had to meet the guys. All of them. So many men. Or at least the main 5. I don't think we meet the 6th till later. Yeah. I think. I don't know. I didn't play very far in my 3DS version, so I didn't even meet him. So I just know he's like somewhere later. Somewhere. Over Rainbow. I don't know. Meet him later. Anyway, until the next episode, I'll see you guys then. Kaze out. Bye, guys.